Hey, it's Andrew Huang, and it's time for another episode of Weird Gear.
Weird Gear!
So I'm doing a residency right now at the GRM in Paris, getting to use this beautiful room and a bunch of their equipment, and I fell in love with this one piece. This is the DHM89B2 stereo audio digital computer with its companion keyboard controller, the KB2000. These were made in the late 1970s by actually a Parisian company, Publison. It's a very early digital delay and pitch shifter, and it sounds wild, and it's designed so weird.
Weird!
I'm gonna turn off the keyboard for now and just start with the effects unit. So there is just fun, glitchy stuff like that where, something's caught in the memory and then you just, you change a mode, or I turn off the keyboard and it just kind of goes haywire for a little bit. A great first introduction to what this can do. Quick tour of the front panel. There are two channels because it's a stereo unit, the red and the yellow. These are identical other than one annoying thing about the layout, which is like they kind of mirrored it, but not fully. That's been a little bit annoying when I've just wanted to grab a parameter quickly. So here's the delay mode on a simple synth sound. You've got your usual delay time and feedback. There's also a switch for changing between short and long delay times. And you can also change the sample rate with this bandwidth switch, which of course affects the playback speed of the buffer and thus also changes the delay time. And messing with these time settings often affects the buffer in less predictable ways than what we now typically hear in modern digital delays. There's a nice distortion if you drive the input gain. By the way, I'll note that the left input meter is broken, but we are getting sound on that channel. Now switching to pitch shifter mode, these other controls come into play. Starting with pitch set to 1, meaning not pitch shifted, let me show you what the vibrato sounds like. Now let's turn that down and use the coarse pitch controls. The different length and sample rate settings have even more pronounced effects here and introduce even more glitchiness. Sorry, I can't help but go glitchy with it. And now memory latch. It's fun to punch in and out of this. Now the crosspoint knobs are functional, and these set the start and end points of the buffer independently for each stereo channel. And if you put the end point before the start point, playback is reversed. Now things get really fun when you bring in the keyboard. I'm gonna hit memory latch here to sample a bit of the synth. Then I can dial in the range of the buffer that gets played when I hit a key. I can add vibrato and glide if I want, and then I can play up to 2 notes at a time with my sample. The keyboard is so cool, so weird. First of all, it accepts a mic input. Hello? Check, check, check. Yeah, here we go. And I gotta keep talking into it as well, so that there's stuff that the keys can play, because this buffer is continually refreshing. Unless I use the memory latch mode. Just completely mangled this buffer. By changing settings around, it's sort of like re-recording this buffer. Here's a weird thing though. You can choose left channel or right channel or biphonic mode. So you can press a channel, then press a second note. It alternates keyboard presses between the channels. So if I hold down a note, then press another note, it sends the first note to one channel, then the second note to another channel. Then when I press the third note, the first channel's note will glide to that note. Oh, wait. No, I think it's weirder than that.
Weird.
I think it's remembering the order that you press stuff and let go of stuff, and it goes to just the next one in order. Moving on, we've got the probably most fun part of this, the memory synchro section. This can be turned on independently for the 2 channels. So again, dealing with these cross points, or here they're calling them start and end like we do in modern times. Let's record something new. Hello? Hello? And here's something that can happen. Clicks can be introduced with, I guess just not perfectly smooth crossfading between these points. Also, I discovered if you turn a channel off and back on again, then the looping is desynchronized. You can set the playback speed. Low. Also, fun little fact I forgot to mention earlier, the original engineers of this unit scratched all of the components inside it by hand so that no one could identify what they were using and copy their work. So I feel like demonstrating the individual functions sounds kind of whatever, but it is so transformative when you put all of these tools together, and I want to show you what it can do so quickly with just mouth sounds. Some of the noise just seems to be from the switches being old and dirty. The internals of the machine definitely end up in the buffer, and that's actually some of my favorite stuff. Let's make a track with it. Just released this song, link in description.